Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome to my fashion bunker. Many of you have been asking me to kind of pinpoint out the pros and the cons of lambskin leather versus caviar leather within the Chanel world. And I did make a video comparing the two type of bags some time ago, but I'm going to make a video specifically on just pro, con, lambskin, caviar. And for the occasion, I'm going to have the typical classic lambskin. This is an extra mini from the fall winter 2013 collection. It's a very special bag because on the side you see it's very, very slim. Anyway, it's completely made in lambskin leather, and the inside is also leather. Let's just open it up. So it's made like a classic Chanel bag. The inside is burgundy, gorgeous burgundy Chanel color. That is our lambskin example. Let's take the other bag, which is the wallet on chain. Caviar leather. So the biggest difference between, and again burgundy inside, except the burgundy and the wallet on chain, is not leather. This is a fabric. Anyway, caviar. Caviar is not from a lamb. Caviar leather comes from, well, caviar comes from a fish, but caviar leather, as called that way by Chanel, comes from, it's like cowhide or whatever you want to call it. It's cow, basically. And lambskin, as the word says it, is lamb. Look at the difference in shine. Lambskin, a lot of people are afraid to purchase lambskin because a lot of people are told that lambskin is less resistant than caviar leather. I don't agree. I don't agree at all, because lambskin leather resists the test of time more than caviar leather. And this is a fact. You might think it scratches easily. You might think that on the surface it shows aging quicker than caviar leather does, but it doesn't really. You get these little buffer things, these little gloves, microfiber gloves, which literally buffer out almost every cut that might be, not cut, but like superficial scratch. You just have to kind of gently rub them out if you see any. And they usually do kind of buff out. However, if we look at vintage Chanel bags, and by vintage I mean real vintage, not something from 2002 or 3. I mean something from the 80s or early 90s. You're going to notice that caviar leather and lambskin leather kind of, I mean, it depends, you know. People who treat their bags nicely, the leathers hold, you know, very well the test of time. People who don't treat their bags nicely, of course, both lambskin and caviar might just, you know, get effed up the same way. But usually the shine and the buttery texture of a lambskin bag from the 80s, 90s is still shiny, buttery today. Caviar tends to kind of dry out a little. And this is due to several reasons, mostly because once a person purchases caviar, they kind of think they're purchasing a tank. They think that they're purchasing a bag that is not going to ever get damaged. So psychologically, they're already set up to believe that they could kind of just toss it around, wear it with ease, and with time, the wear and tear shows. So you got to be careful with your caviar because it's a thinner type of leather than lambskin is. At the end of the day, it really is kind of less robust, and because it's been treated to have this pebbly texture, this is not the original skin or leather of the animal. So it already has some sort of chemical treatment and some sort of pressure put onto it. So it has been kind of thinned down a little. So you got to be very careful due to its nature that it's kind of stiffer in the beginning, and the more you wear it, the softer it gets. It also tends to kind of lose its shape with time if you don't, pay a lot of attention, if you're not very careful with it. I do have a caviar leather grand shopping tote in extra large, and I'm extremely careful while using it because due to the fact that it's a big amount of leather, it can easily get deformed with time. On the other side, however, lambskin, if it's a soft structured, not a structured bag, but a soft bag, it's gonna become even softer and it's gonna kind of bend within itself. I'm talking about, I don't know, like bucket bags or stuff like that. But it's gonna look more and more beautiful with time. A caviar leather that kind of bends in itself too much does not look that pretty anymore after some time. So you gotta be very careful to keep the shape of your caviars proper and never overstuff them. Lambskin kind of seems to withstand pressure and torture. And I mean, by torture, I literally mean us wanting to carry our bags every day with us. And, you kind of tend to overstuff them from time to time, which is the worst thing you could do with your bags in general, especially with Chanel bags, because they have a certain shape, especially on the side. You can see it. You should never overstuff them. You should never kind of overfill them. That's not the purpose of the bag. This bag is more an accessory rather than a tank. If you want a tank, get a maxi or get one of those travel bags that are out now. So I hope this helped to demystify the myth of lambskin being more delicate than caviar. Lambskin is more robust, actually. And unless, of course, you don't baby and pamper your caviar as you would your lambskin. So I think the essays in the boutiques should stop telling the customers that it's easier to take care of the caviar. And I think I understand why the essays are saying this. I think they're saying this because since we know that unfortunately a lot of luxury brands' quality control has gone down, people's fear of buying a defect or a flawed product are rising. So that means that a lot of essays do not like to get a lot of returns, obviously. So they think that customers are going to freak out less with caviar than with lambskin. But I would kind of play the opposite psychological strategy, and I would kind of push more the lambskin as far as resistance goes, and I would definitely dedicate more time to explain to the customer that it will show superficial scratches. It's a part of the leather. It's a part of the fact that this leather has been treated minimally. This one will show less scratches. It's been treated to this pebbly structure, grainy pebbly structure, for a reason, so that it shows less scratches. But the leather itself is less resistant. I would not fear the returns. I mean, if there's a return, the return comes for a reason. If the customer is honest and returns a product because the product really had a flaw in production, it could happen to both. Now, I personally, for the bigger bags, kind of do prefer caviar, not because of the quality, just because of the optical kind of aspect of it, because it looks a bit fresher, it looks a bit more avant-garde, if you may, because the pebbly structure kind of makes it more young. But this is just an opinion I have now, and I've been switching opinions all the time. There are days I wake up and I love the lambskin, days I wake up and I love caviar, and there are days when I wake up and I just dream of the original 255 bag, which was not leather, it was in jersey. So go figure. I mean, my opinions change all the time, but fact remains, both of them are delicate leathers. Both of them can be your companions throughout your entire life. Chanel has equaled the prices. There was a time way in the past when lambskin, when the same exact bag in lambskin leather would cost more than the same exact bag in caviar leather. Since the prices have skyrocketed so much, now they cost the same. It's overpriced anyway, but now they cost the same, lambskin and caviar. But this just shows you that lambskin is a more precious leather in itself. Not just because it looks buttery and luxurious, but also because it does have that resistance. It resists better to time. There you have it, guys. I hope you like this lambskin versus caviar, caviar versus lambskin, pros and cons video. If you did, don't forget to... I can't speak today, guys. I am completely wasted. I can't say why, though. Anyway, thumb up this video if you liked it. Leave me comments in the comment section down below, or questions if you have any. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more. Don't ever forget to never give up on love. And I shall see you very soon. Bye. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other videos. I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So come on over, guys, and join the fun.